So yeah, look at this awesome spot. And I amazingly don't come here as often as I could. I'm literally right here. We look down upon this river in my area. And it is a public river. You can come up here from the lake and you can walk up here, getting you in through the neighborhood. The gates are locked. A lot of California is like that now. So I can give you the location. This is Pewter Creek above Lake Berryessa, where the seasonal waters have dried out to. But you getting in through this way, you just have to know your rights and be brave and walk in or whatever. But otherwise, Berryessa access, you know, where it comes in, and then you can boat up, and this gravel goes all the way to the water, wherever that is these days. And we are talking miles and miles, probably 2 miles down. So, but this is what we get to hunt. So sometimes also, I think for 3 of the 6 seasons that we've been doing Quest for Details, this was full of water up to our standing. This is actually inundated willows all behind us and stuff. That's why they look like that. This can be a swamp. And then the old high roads up there. So anyways, enough about the location. Okay, we need some water. We're only about halfway full from a hounding adventure the other day. And we were actually up this gravel bed about 15 miles, where it goes through a whole nother valley, passes through the town area, and then heads up into the hills again, and we were on another section of it. So once again, that was Pewter Creek. But you just gotta find your own public little ways in to all these spots, and these are what these gravel beds look like, and that is California. So just learn your rights and stay within them. Uh-oh, chasing the deer off the water hole. Water quality is actually not that bad in this little oasis because it's seeping down through the gravel. And we actually drink out of one of these big pools. We have our own water treatment plant. But yep. So here's a couple of our main characters that we're going to run into repeatedly. Is this volcanic tuff, so it's a compressed bedded ash made into a rock, fairly easy to cut through, and creates a beautiful landscape stone equivalent to the wonder stones of the sandstones of Arizona. I think we'll take that one. Nice reds in this bed down here. You can see that they are actually all around us. Here's a portal, a spot looking out of a canyon that gazes off. Ooh, look, there's even an archway. And gazes off into some distant horizon. You have a whole city here, and then beautiful. They are all around here, and then it goes into different spectrums of rhyolite. You see maybe little teeny tiny minuscule crystals in that one. So lots of volcanic stuff. In that I see maybe kind of like a little galaxy looking stone thing. Not quite true galaxy stone, but it has enough going on in it to look like a busy Milky Way, for sure. So lots of little voids maybe that filled in. as opposed to some sort of conglomerate creature. A cousin of a galaxy stone. And then this was another one. This is like a rhyolitic jasper. This is the closest thing that I could come to defining it so far. It's very light and plasticky like a common opal. Has little threads of common opal all through it. Then goes to powdery rocks and different greens and blues, and all mixed together is kind of like a chalky jasper. So rhyolitic jasper is what I've heard some of the Aussies calling this. So I was going with that too because we get it around here. There's another piece of it. It can be dark like that. Generally comes in these little nodes. Here's the blue aqua of it, plasticky and light like a common opal. Yes, another, look, landscape stone, but mountains all the way around it. It's triangular. I wonder if we could slice those faces off and just kind of work with that shape and get all those mountains highlighted more. So, we will find out. What did I see? I saw a diamond in a rock. So there's a Lake County diamond. And they occur in many of the rocks along this water course, the volcanic rocks. And here's one in the riverbed. A lot of the creek beds around here have them. For sure. And there's one still buried in the rock. Oh, and before I forget this, one of you reminded me in the comments last time that those white laced up triangular agates that we were finding are the pseudomorphs. So they are also in this bed all over the place because it's the same creek bed, but like I said, at a different section of its coursing. And yeah, so we have the pseudomorph creatures here. Sorry. As well, mixed in. Ooh, it's a really green stone. Ish. Strangely green. Differently green. Again, we have the hot problem, so the heat is drying out our rocks. Man, and the cows have been here. That might even be cow on there. Okay. Hey, you little pseudomorph. How's it doing, dude? Yeah. That is one. Right there. See all the crazy bugs and patterning and yep. As we'll bring that little one home, there's the fanning on the back. But you could fill a bucket up within about 20 minutes out here looking for these. So again, we're just taking probably half a bucket, what we can carry back, and saving some up for stock and who knows what else. Ooh, big old chalcedony, little agate creature. This is actually almost pure chalcedony as there's no other color in it. Oh, it's beautiful. So there's the outside and the other outside again. Could be termed as a crevice agate. And there are its water lines. Maybe harder to see in this light. And this whole thing will be like that. This is the equivalent of one of the chalcedony nodules that you would get out of Nevada. See the crystals on the inside and the water lines. And again, those are just in the little breaks along it. You can see that. But that is a good little find. I think you can maybe see the glowy blue of it. Look at this big old chunk of stone that has crystals growing into it. Look at the size of these crystals. They've been beat on But you can find them loose where they came out and they aren't all destroyed yet. But yeah, look at the size of that. Crystal cavern. And those have kind of a layering to them, don't they? They're kind of different. What sort of creature are you? And all around us, not to be ignored, are different flavors of Jaspers. The bright red of that one. And the glossy greens of the serpentines. But these are not, these are just a real flaky, thin layer of green on top of chalky material. Stooping down to show you this red, and we stoop down by this red. Little chunks of jasper. Little flies have detected our breath and our sweat. But yeah. Red. Here's the littler of the two. All laced with quartz. Gonna just be a jamboree of colors today. What did I see right here? Look at the voids in this one. With something looking less like a California diamond and more, or a Lake County diamond. And more like a citrine or a, perhaps it's just stained with rust. That one doesn't have anything but chalky, and that one, it looks more like a diamond in there, which is a type of quartz crystal. Those have that kind of amber tone to it. Huh. Here's a piece that I thought was just a white quartz at first, and I realized it's either a common opal or a piece of chalcedony, or it's a common opal that is dehydrated, lost its water out of it, to where it's halfway towards a piece of quartz, or chalcedony is what that would end up being probably. But if you look real close, you can see the dishes on this, the breaks, are almost conchoidal. They're at least flutes and stink of a higher water content in the silicate. There's flutings there. I don't know if we're catching it in this light. And then the chalk on the outside is another clue. And then the overall color of it is blue. The weight, yeah, little conchoidals on the edge. So not breaking like a regular massive quartz where you'd see it's microcrystalline. It's breaking more with a smooth conchoidal dish. So that would be my guess, is a dehydrating common opal turning into a piece of chalcedony. Well, good. I didn't get very far before Murphy's Law kicked in. We started staggering in across agates and jaspers and stuff that I wanted to show you. Here are three very cool little rocks. So we'll start with this one, which is what made me stop here. It's a yellow jasper. Nice solid nugget, and goes from the fire colors here into all of these little speckled areas that are very much little poppy creatures. Let me show you. stuff. Colors in that are awesome too. The green of the poppy areas mixing in. Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. That goes in the bucket. Next up was this little piece of chert. Look at the green of that. Almost salmon pinks flushing in there. Oh, our water bottle is so... But hopefully you can see the blue, gray, clear areas and the specklings in that. There's its outer crud. Little hints of its purple blue in there. And when you cut that and get all this rough off of it, is pretty much guaranteed to have something cool going on. And I found these areas look like that on the outside. When you get them down to the smooth face, have created all the veins and stuff. So those can be a good thing as long as you got enough thickness behind there to slab into beyond their craziness on the surface. Well, brought these Jaspers back, piled them right by where the tripod was sitting, looked over to the left, and found a loose Lake County diamond. There's a crystal. Put that in our back pocket. And let me show you these Jaspers. Every color. Oh, those aren't them. Just you. Not you either. Oh, I know what you are. You got... This is that type of serpentinite that has the little flat mica crystals in it. Really pretty stuff. Just wanted to bring one piece, although there are 1,000 pieces all around us. Because if you don't live somewhere where this is common, pretty, right? Bees are absolutely enjoying this, and then all the tall white clover. And even the star thistle. Late gravel bed delicacies. And this piece of yellow. Jasper. This is Jasper. To finish my sentence, in case you're learning by this one's a yellow Jasper. Chalcedony family, but it doesn't have banding, so it's not an agate, and it's not transparent at all, so we can call it a Jasper. These are all forms of that. Here's a red and yellow. Really fractured up, but I wanted to bring it and show it to you for the colors. Would make some nice tumblers, but I wouldn't try and carve anything big across that. Seems to have a lot of fracture points. This one, brown mix, but it has lots of little quartz and agate things going on with it. Thought it was worth a show. This, ooh, this one, that must be dried out so you can see the gloss on there. It's a nice dark red. Again, lots of little micro fracturing in that one. So I'm going to put it more there as opposed to this, which should also be dried out. So you can see how high quality a gloss jasper, less of a chalk overall in its makeup and more of a silicate gloss to it, I would say. Probably just a higher silicate content. So a piece like that to me is more gem quality. Made up of minerals. And it's about stone size. So it is a stone. Stone being more of a size term for me. Like cobble, pebble, boulder. And here's a little flake of beautiful jasper. Some of the prettiest in this area. Of course, there's large deposits downstream of this, which I've shown you the location and the video several times, and the shores of Jasper. That's Lake Berryessa downstream, where you can find just absolute huge amounts of this. And yeah, some of the most beautiful stuff. Here's another piece of this plasticky mix of common opal and rhyolite. See the inside there. And a piece of red jasper with quartz wound all through it. Little landscape stone. There's your piece of petrified wood. It'll be easily confused with the different rhyolites and ashes out here, but this is definitely a piece of wood that is awesome. That is a more rare creature in this bed. It matches the other stuff from the Sonoma Blast Zone, which would be over in Petrified Forest area, which is a valley and a ridge from here. Ooh. Nice little chunk of jaspers with purples and reds. I like the ones with all the little patterns going on. Water bottle. Tell you what, get a grip or I'm gonna have the grip get you. Lots of little patterns. Because when they polish up, that's like, you know, Wonderland. The ground is hot to touch, extremely hot to touch. Whew. Forgive me for my fried outlook this summer. I have been in way too much sun. Remember to wear your big hats and protect your ears and your face and stuff. And we just came upon a big old gob of jasper with the lightning bolts all through it. It's almost a complete cobble. So I wouldn't call this one a stone because it's too big to throw like a stone, so I'd call this one a cobble. A cobble of jasper. Ooh, look at the serpentine getting highlighted behind it. It says accidental score, because that one's pure all the way through like that. Same thing to us. Remember to drink your 2 gallons of water a day. Yeah, look at this color and swirl. That's a solid, piece too, I tell you that. Red to yellow to orange. Again, much like the pieces downstream on the shores of Berryessa, which used to be the hillsides of the valley which this very river carved out before it was dammed up and made into a lake. So it makes sense. We're just in the same ripple of ocean floor, bent up into an accordion and being eroded out by the same watercourse. I dare say that crystally little piece of serpentine we're looking at might be semi-translucent when slabbed. Next big old cobble, almost boulder sized chunk of jasper. Yellow and beautiful red. You can see where it's brachiated at the edge there. And they mix together. That's pretty freaking cool. I think that would be awesome to try and snatch up into some smaller jewelry pieces. After that transitioning, it seems to travel all the way around the stone. But man, that'll mostly fill up our bucket. So with that one, which is a yellow big old chunk of jasper, and any of these others that we're surrounded by. I went to get bucket and look who I ran into on the way back. It's a little sweatomorph. Hi. I think I'm creeping him out. Okay, so here's a little landscape rock. I like the little portal in that. I'm wondering if it opens up or if we slab it, or what should we do that? I don't know. And then this piece of yellow and purple swirl jasper. A little dark purple in there, and again it's got that almost acrylic metallic sheen to the whole thing in any of the purple zones. Sorry that the colors are kind of washed out from the sun and the drying, but that is another little knock off a big old yellow boulder with some swirls in it. So we'll take those, and gosh, I don't know. Many different mixes of quartz and stuff out here. We are going to have to come back. I have to go home soon. Look at this piece of jasper and this piece of jasper. What? Do you see the... Before I even get it wet, you see the crystal... Maybe they're sugar drops. Maybe those are sugar drops from a plant nearby. But look at the color of this, the pinks, and little poppies coming through. Ah, you know what, bottle, we're almost done with you. Yeah, look at that. Those are some odd colors for here. Very, very pink. And kind of gray-green pop coming through, and whites. Very silicate rich too. It's almost pink agate on the back here with little yellow islands and inclusions. That's nice, we're taking that for sure. And then this little creature that just popped up right then. Of course, bottle is down to just shaking water out. Some little star crevices going all through it. Some sort of writing in that one too. And then look at the green coming out of there. My knees are absolutely burning. I have to hover and then my hips start wearing out. Ah! Two nice pieces. What else was there? We are cooking. Okay. Oh man. Look at this one as I'm trying to walk away. Already ditched some big ones. Decided on the other one. Look at this thing. Oh no. There's the colors and the patterns and stuff going on in here. Wow. Okay, so that is between the blues fading out to yellows and purples and reds and oranges. But how big are you? This is kind of a question. Oh, man. Just the tip of that is that bright red, and then the rest of this is like a dark black. Look at that band of just oof going along. Ah! Man, I left bucket again. We're just in this field of Jaspers. There's bucket way back there. We have to get to him because we're carrying stuff in our pockets and these in our hands. Wow, look at that chert. That's a chert that's just absolutely jade-like. beautiful, beautiful. Oh man, that's the good stuff. That is the good stuff. There's a gray stripe running in there. Some of the prettiest sedimentary rock off the ocean floor that there is. How you make a sediment rock into a gemstone. Cab that out. Beautiful. Hey! Here you are, little guy. How are ya? Little marble. We'll take it. It's actually a bald eagle there. We have several of them that are nested here and had kids this year. We have otters and beavers here too. It's a big old bald eagle. And yeah, the water line, those are usually little baby trees. They've gotten big because of the lack of water. The water line's actually behind them and above a little ways. You can see the broken rocks of it there. So we would be under 20 feet of water for years at a time. This one, it's like a heartstone of a jasper. Very pink and very much drying out really quickly here in the sun. We're down to just dunking these. Can be a challenge sometimes to get the color and shape of a rock captured on film. That's a nice little core. See those big old dishes? Big old conchoidal breaks basically. And hardly any, there's no fracturing that I see inside of that. So, put it in there. Boom. And that chunk of jasper with little mini worlds all over in there. Agate fills. Quartz fills. We've got yellow green of that one. Let's just stay focused on this while it's wet. We're gonna run out of water quick. Lots of little patterns going on in that red jasper. Yellow, gold, mixing and specklings. More of a calico mix than a poppy mix. Wow, I believe this one to be a jasper mix too, but it's striped. Striated. And look at the colors. What? All the way around. Those marks go all the way around. And they look so plain dry, and then you get them wet, and those are actually quartz lines in there. Get that wet one more time. Look at the patterns in that. Wow. Wow. That's a beautiful stone. Killer. Okay, I think we're abandoning the quest. We are finishing the quest. Every time the wind stops, it gets to be, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Heat in a gravel bed, which it is, and our bucket's full to the point where it starts to make your hand ache. And I think that we have gathered enough beautiful rocks out of here for today, but I think that we will definitely come back. We're gonna pick as much as we can of this big old expanse here before it floods and gets shuffled again. And oh wow. So That's probably a tool. They didn't make them out of obsidian in this riverbed as much as they did out of whatever sort of volcanic or sedimentary rock this is. But that's oftentimes what I find them made out of here. And this just has that shape for sure. I would say you can see it break some big conchoidal fractures. It's razor sharp when it breaks. These big boulders here are it. And yeah, I would say, what was I saying? Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this little wander, and please come back again to the channel. That's the best way that you can repay me, is giving me a view on another day when you see something interesting that you want to watch. Other than that, subscribing, it's free, and give me a little thumbs up, because that lets other people and the algorithm know that it is a liked or appreciated or enjoyed video. Other than that, take care of yourselves, and please take care of each other if you get the chance. And I'll see you in another location, hopefully doing something fun on another beautiful day.